Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Slice. What is the child doing?
I don't know.
An intro ruined again!
But this time it wasn't us.
No, idiot. Right, welcome everybody to another
Is she
episode.
looking for her parents' car?
Is she lost? What's she doing? Yeah, we're in a car park, people, by the way, if you hadn't noticed.
Oh, is she gone to go get the registration?
Oh!
Dumb bitches don't know their own car registration.
Amateurs.
Anyway.
Anyway, welcome to another episode of Slice of Fried Gold. My name's Paddy.
And I'm Ben.
If you are joining us for the first time, like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, comment down below, and share this channel. If you are listening to us on Spotify, give us a 5-star review, comment down below, and share as well.
Yeah, do all the things.
Do all the things, you know the procedures.
Yes.
But with that all being said, Ben, how are you?
A few interesting things have happened to me this week.
Interesting.
Well, I say interesting, more little sort of like, that was funny.
Oh, okay.
So, the first one was I was walking to work, and of course, as you know, to walk to work, I have to walk past a little row of shops.
Indeed.
And, in the little row of shops, a funeral director's has just opened up. If you weren't aware.
Yeah. No, it was there when I was down there.
I was walking to work, and then in the funeral director's store, there was a little sign saying, "We're out. Any deliveries, please give to the dry cleaners next door." And I can see your mind is going the same place my mind went.
Yeah.
You know,
I can just rocking up with a cadaver.
and then I had the next picture of the dry cleaners like hanging it up on one of those machines,
just going through, yeah,
just going
on the
through.
rail.
And then they come back and we're like, "Oh yeah, we're here to pick up the body." And she's like, "Yep." Just...
Which one, Mrs. Smith or?
And it just tickled me. She was like, "Oh my god, I love that." That's
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was funny.
The next thing was I was doing my weekly food shop in Tesco's, doing my thing.
Yeah.
And I just finished my shopping. I was walking out of the shop, walking to my car.
Yeah.
Catching up on this little doddery old lady who was, of course, doddering.
Yep.
And she suddenly turns around and goes, "Oh!" So, what? I saw a shadow and it was you. And it's like, I'm not death. I'm not creeping up on you like, "It's time, lady." Like, okay, yes, that's how shadows work.
Yeah.
This was a couple of, admittedly, this is a couple of weeks back. I kept forgetting about it.
Yeah.
And, I always go shopping first thing in the morning, so the sun hadn't really risen, so shadows were long.
Yep.
So there was a good, 10 seconds between my shadow catching up with her and me catching up with her. But it was just I saw a shadow. It's like, okay. Grand.
Christ.
And I was just like, am I that terrifying?
That melodramatic.
It was brilliant. But, so maybe she's practicing.
Maybe.
For when it really happens. Who knows? That's when we drop her off at the dry cleaners. Come on, love. Look.
This way, dear, this way.
And it was just like, okay, yeah, sure, that's my shadow, but I'm just so confused.
Yeah. Maybe she had her headphones in.
No, she didn't have her headphones in.
Or hearing aids off.
Maybe. And then, what was the other thing? Typical me, I always forget the third thing. I've always got 3 stories, always forget the third thing. Tell you what though, the one that I forgot last week, wasn't even at Manningtree train station. I was like, damn it!
Did you remember? It's always the way. What was it?
That was the Tesco story.
Oh, that was the Tesco story.
Yep.
Okay.
Right, so this isn't what happened to me this week. This was more just a reflection of life.
Okay.
I've noticed that through these podcasts, you complain about working in hospitality a lot.
Well, yeah.
And I was reflecting the other day, and I realised there is one part of hospitality I do miss.
What's that?
Late night and early morning driving when there's no other cars. Because, oh my God.
Yeah.
People are stupid.
Yeah.
The amount of times I'm caught behind someone and they're doing... No, this is a cyclist. This is different. Cyclists are on their own level of hell. I'm caught behind someone, we're in a 60 zone and they're doing 38.
Yeah.
And then we get to a 30 zone and they do 45. It's like, so you're obviously not... You don't have an issue with going the speed limit. You have an issue with
knowing where you should be speeding, yeah?
And then there's also this other little, big roundabout near the docks.
Yes.
Of course, so you've got one lane, big, huge, off lorry.
Yeah.
And the other lane, you've got a Honda Jazz.
Love a Honda Jazz. We know the classic, typical cliche driver of a Honda Jazz.
And you could the thing is like, health and safety, you are not supposed to overtake a lorry on the roundabout. Because, of course, if the weight's not right, you're dead.
Yeah.
And you could tell whoever was driving this Honda Jazz could not decide whether to speed up and go past it, because, God forbid they go too quickly around a roundabout, or slow down and stay behind the lorry, which basically ended up them just ping-ponging between the front and back of the lorry. And I was just behind them going, what are you doing? Commit!
Or get out of my way.
And get out of my way, yeah, that too. So I do miss the late night driving.
Yeah.
And, just empty roads. And I also, because of course when COVID happened, I still had to go into work and the roads were empty. And then when all the lockdowns were lifted and everything, and suddenly there was drivers back on the road. I was like, get off my roads!
These are mine!
These are mine! It was like, my commute went from 8 minutes to 20.
Yeah.
Just because of other drivers. And so that was my little rant of the day. I hate other people on the roads.
That's fair.
If I could, I would be taking, if I could citizens arrest, pull them over and be like, give me your license, you do not deserve it. But no doubt, there's probably a few people who've seen me drive and be like, yeah, you need your license.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing to report. Paddy, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I accidentally sang at a customer the other day.
You sang?
Sang at a customer the other day.
Okay.
Right, and I know we don't do names, but I have to say the name because you'll understand why I broke into song.
Okay.
So the lady comes in. It's busy Friday night. I've been running around when you're just I've had a lot of coffee, it's been a long day. When your brain just starts switching off and you go back into your normal train of thought and you get easily distracted by things.
Yes.
And she came in and she was just like, oh, hi there. I've got a table for two under the name of Cecilia. And I went, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. It's been a very long day. And she just burst into laughter. She goes, that's the first time this ever happened to me.
Well, congratulations.
I got away with it, I must admit. I didn't think my voice was that good, but the fact I started singing to a customer, I knew it'd been a long day.
I think you, as she said, you were the first person to ever do it, so that's why you got away with it.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I worked with a lady at my previous job called Heidi.
Yeah.
And, of course, every time someone met her, and Heidi, hi! And you could just see her face Heidi, hi.
I know that.
So you got lucky that you were the first person to ever do that.
God bless her.
Yeah.
We had a good repertoire. I can't say the word. Repertoire throughout the rest of the evening. When you just you do something and you're just I'm so sorry. And you're just this is either going to go down really well or really bad.
You now need to commit. So, the next time someone comes in and go, table for Valerie, you go, why don't you come on over, Valerie? Oh, come on over.
Does that singing jazz?
And when they look at you, be like, I'm showing you to the table. That's what I'm saying. Come over. Come on. God.
Just commit to it.
Just commit to it.
You're known as the singing manager.
I mean, they have those restaurants nowadays where, all the waiters and staff and everything are wannabe theatre workers, and so they, break into song and everything.
Yeah.
I could not.
I don't know. What would you rather go to? That one or the Karen's Diner where they're rude to you?
I would rather go to the Karen's Diner.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't do Karen's Diner.
I know, because I know it's all fake.
I know, but I think it's so, they're not supposed... A couple of, members of staff for those Karen Diners got fired because they were taking it too far.
Yep.
So I think it would be the day that I would go there and they were being a twat, and then I'd be like, well, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'd have my, I would retort back at them. And when you're not allowed to...
Are you not allowed to retort back? No. What?
No, that's the whole point. They just sit there and insult you the whole dinner.
I mean, I'm a big boy. I've got thick skin, so they can fucking try it.
I mean, I'd laugh initially, but then if you kind of try and have a joke back or banter back, they can immediately take it as no, you can't do that. And they can ask you to leave.
Okay, well, I'll have a refund then and I'll take my money elsewhere.
Well,
fine,
yeah,
just crack on. But no, if I'm eating a
thought-
burger and then suddenly someone gets up on a table next to me and starts singing Defying Gravity by The Wicked, I'll be like, excuse me, I'm trying to enjoy this. And I do not need your flat, sharpy song ruining this. There's a reason why you're a waitstaff and not on the stage. Thank you very much.
Wow. Savage.
Hey, you do not get between me and food. That's rule number one. And if I have to stop to watch you and be like, yay, well done, no.
I just wouldn't stop. I'd just carry on eating.
You know, it's like those restaurants where it's like when it's someone's birthday and all the staff have to go over and sing happy birthday. Oh my god. I know we all love to prank each other and be like, oh, it's his birthday.
Yeah.
But no. I just, like, if I ever went to a trial shift and oh, by the way, we sing happy birthday, I'd be like, no, thank you.
Absolutely. But, so, I wasn't even going to bring this up, but now that you've said that, last night at work, every single table in the restaurant was a birthday.
Wow.
There was 10 tables in the restaurant. Every single table was a birthday. One table of a 7 was 2 birthdays.
Okay.
I don't know what everybody's parents have been doing 9 months beforehand. Well, obviously, it was a mixture of like a range of birthdays.
9 months.
Like, I'll put it back to like, what are we like?
We're March, the end of March.
So I'd say, what is that, May? Like May bank holiday, maybe?
Maybe.
I think that's what it was. I was trying to work it out. But good lord, I was running out of like candles for the desserts.
No, May's too early.
Yeah.
June.
Oh?
June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. No, that's July. Summertime. You know when the weather's good.
Summer
people get horny when the weather's good.
They do. But yeah, that was really random. That was like, it was just like there must be a glitch in the Matrix somewhere. It was like
that, or they know that you give out free desserts, so they're all just faking it.
Oh, no,
Did you start asking for IDs?
They're not free. I did start thinking about it. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I would start asking for it. I'd be like, thank you, but you're the 10th table now. I'm going to need to see ID.
Yeah.
You know.
It's crazy. Interesting morning this morning, Ben.
Go on.
As I briefly alluded to you earlier.
Yes.
So we had tendering tourism company, like Tourist Information Centre.
Yes.
Come to the owner's other restaurants to do some filming. So I was an actor today. I was a customer, but it did mean that I had to have a seafood linguine and a pint of Peroni at 10:30 this morning.
Right, okay.
So it was just like, because you had to be like sitting there and it was like interacting and like had to be filmed being eating and drinking and things like that. Next thing you knew, I was half a pint down and I was like, well, I might as well finish it.
Finish filming. Most actors, when they're doing those kind of things, they don't, like, they put it to their lips and they don't actually drink.
Oh, no.
And it goes back down on the table.
I'm still going to finish it. I'm going to have it. It was free.
No. You drink it once the filming's over.
Yeah.
But if you're having to take shot after shot and everything, you don't actually drink.
No. Because they want like a clean plate thing. They want a clear plate shot. So it was just like a case of we had to eat to then have like an empty shot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was quite fun.
Okay.
Little bit of something different for my Saturday morning.
Sure.
But yeah, other than that, it's been just another busy week at work.
Just another manic Monday.
Just another manic Monday. The musical manager, there we go.
The musical manager.
How about
Let's see if it catches on. I don't think it will.
Well, you never know. But speaking of musicals.
Speaking of musicals.
What a good segue.
I'm so proud of you, Paddy.
Thank you. So we've been to the theatre.
Yes, we did not go to the cinema tonight because there's nothing on.
Next week, everything's on. This week, nothing. Anyway.
It's like they do it on purpose.
It's like they know it's the Easter holidays and the bank holiday.
Yes.
And that's why they're releasing all the movies then.
Yeah.
So, fun. Anyway, so we went to go see The Little Shop of Horrors at the New Wolsey Theatre. Do you want to go first?
I shall go first.
You go first, good.
As someone who's never watched the movie or seen it on the West End and everything, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good.
Yep.
All very well acted. And can I just say, side note, it was a tiny little theatre troupe, and they did everything. They acted, they played instruments, they sung live, and I was like, Jesus, come on. Way to show off.
Yeah.
It's like, not only can I act, I can sing and play guitar at the same time. It's like, well,
Yeah.
fucking juggle these knives whilst you're at it. See if you can do that as well. But no, I'm joking. You know, they all did really, really well. The fact that they did it all and everything. It was very well acted, well timed. You know, there was a few mishaps, but that's, as you said, that's the joy of live theatre.
Yeah,
and it's also interesting to see how they cope with it, because that's the mark of a true professional is how they cope with it.
Yeah.
As Miss Bennett both told me and you back in GCSE Performing Arts, when my iPod went flying across the stage.
My heart dropped.
But me and you, ever the professional,
We did.
we carried on.
We carried on.
We changed the script slightly.
We improvised.
We improvised. That probably is what got us a distinction.
Oh, God, yeah. it wasn't anything else.
Yeah. Well, considering I didn't even turn in one of my workbooks, and she constantly would go on, you don't turn in you miss a workbook, you fail.
Oh, yeah.
And I still have one of the workbooks at home under my bed, so...
Did you do the thing of taking the extra pages out of the middle?
No.
I see, I did. I took an extra couple of pages out to make it look like I filled out more.
Fair enough. I do remember, I'm going to be a bit nerdy for a second here, when we did the witchcraft topic, my book was full. To the point where I'm pretty sure I had to ask for a second book. Nerd. It's witchcraft. It's me. Come on. Just come on. Magical. It's magic. But yeah, back to Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Very well done. You know, we always say go to the cinema, but also go to the theatre.
I know. This actually has made me realise that. I mean, I know I went in December to go see The Play That Goes Wrong again.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that then, and then I've forgotten how much I love theatre and going to see live performances like that. It was so good.
My only ever issue with theatres is the shit legroom.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately, that's just because the theatres were built when everyone was 5 foot nothing.
Yes.
And me and you were 6 foot something. So, you know, it's just the theatres were not built for us.
No, they weren't.
But yeah, go see the theatre. Go to the theatre. Just go see what's on in your local theatre and go.
Go to an Amdram. Sometimes Amdrams can be good. There's people on there that can be really good.
Yeah, but that is a gamble.
It is a gamble. If not, just get drunk in the interval and then throw shit.
Yeah. But your opinions of Little Shop of Horrors?
I have seen the movie,
yes.
Although it has been a long time since I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
I do remember some of the musical numbers from the film.
Yeah.
And in there. I thought everybody was well acted.
Mm-hmm.
Musical, like the songs, the production was very clever, how they did Audrey 2, things like that. Like you said, there was a couple of technical issues, but the way they ploughed on, carried on.
Ever the professional,
didn't let it faze them. I thought it was, testament to them as well, because they could have easily tried to hide something or like skip over it or something like that. They didn't. I was impressed by like I said to you when we first sat in, I thought it was very clever how they set the stage out. Yeah. How it worked that way.
But they really, I will agree with you, they really did not use the full set size of that stage.
No.
You've performed on that stage before.
Well, yeah, I have.
You know how deep it goes. I've seen that stage before. But yeah, so, they really cut it down. So they had only a small space, but they used it.
They utilised the space very well. I do feel like I feel like they've gone, because I think it's like it's on a tour, isn't it? This one,
yes.
With them.
And if they are on a tour, Paddy's going to put the details down below.
I will.
More work for Paddy. You're welcome.
Yes, cheers, thank you. But I feel like what they've probably done is taken dimensions of their smallest stage, worked it on that, and then know that everything else will fit.
Yeah. Agreed.
But overall, I thought it was a very enjoyable experience. It's. I think it's the first musical I've seen on stage. Christ, in 10 years, maybe more. I can't remember what was the last. When did we go see Book of Mormon?
I was in London.
Yeah.
But was that for the first time I was in London, or the second time I was in London?
Well, even if it was the second time, how long was that?
5 years ago.
Gosh, was it only 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was the first time then.
10 years ago.
So that's why I think it's longer. Because we've been to see other things in between that, haven't we? We've got to see...
We went to see Play That Goes Wrong.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
Shits and Gigs.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
So I feel like it must have been 10 years since we've done Book of Mormon.
Maybe.
It must have been
Probably.
like your 20th.
No, because I moved down to London when I was 21. I was already 21 because I turned 21 in America.
Okay, so
it would either have been my 22nd or my 23rd.
Okay, so yeah, 7 years ago then?
So either 8 or 7 years ago, yeah.
You know, that's a long time to go without seeing a musical.
But side note, highly recommend Book of Mormon as well.
Oh! Astonishing musical.
Yeah.
So funny.
We were talking about it somewhere the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I love it. Go see it. And they're like, oh, have you seen it before? I was like, I've seen it 5 times.
Yeah.
And they're like, really? Why do you need to go see it that many times? I was like, because it's so good.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't, for some reason, they won't turn it into a film. It would do so well as a film.
I think it would be hilarious as a film. I remember when the other half's family was over from New Zealand, and they were saying they were going to London and stuff, and they were like, we're going to go see this musical called The Book of Mormon, and I said, you're going to love it. And they went, oh, have you seen it? I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, is it good? I was like, it's so funny, honestly. I said to them, you know who's written it? You know who, created it? And they were like, no. It was like the guys who did South Park. And they went, oh. I said, if you like that kind of, crude humour, you will love this. It's brilliant. So that's definitely a high recommendation, I should say.
But back to Little Shop of Horrors. I will say one thing.
Okay.
You made a comment of the guy who played the dentist. You felt like he was channeling Steve Martin, who of course plays the dentist in the film.
Yes.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be way off. But the guy who voiced Audrey 2, was he channeling? Was it just me, or was he channeling Samuel L. Jackson?
I feel like there was a little bit. I thought he reminded me. I can't even remember the actor's name now. Completely forgotten his name.
Just his voice when he was playing Audrey 2, it sounded like Samuel L. Jackson to me.
To me, I feel like he more was trying to do the Audrey 2 voice from the film.
Maybe.
Because also,
that's what I wanted you to look up. Is Patton Oswalt in Little Shop of Horrors?
Yeah, I can't remember much of the cast. So also on that same line, do you not think the guy who played the shop owner sounded like Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
I feel like there was little bits of that.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's the directors told them to do that or not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because obviously Rick Moranis plays Seymour, and I feel like...
Well, they even used Rick Moranis in the poster. I don't know if you saw that as you walked out the theatre.
No, that was the guy. That was the point.
Was it?
Yeah.
But in the actual stage show, he had a bald spot, and then in the poster, he's got a full head of hair. Why would they do that?
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
That's an interesting choice, then. Come on.
Wait, who am I thinking?
Patton Oswalt.
No, Bill Murray is in it. John Candy. Jim Belushi.
John Candy. He's probably trying to channel John Candy.
I feel so.
Came out a bit puffterish and was Patton Oswalt. You didn't indicate. Oh, now you indicate. Bit late. I think they saw me shaking my head at them because they started indicating I'm shaking my head at them.
But yeah. Very John Jules. Anyway, sorry. Distracted. I thought it was really good. I thought, especially with the fact that, like you said, it was such a small production. You know, there wasn't any set changes apart from the interval when they bring in Big Audrey.
Yeah.
And I thought they had really thought about how to
stage it.
Yeah, stage. I don't want. Well, I don't want to give it away. Little Shop of Horrors is a very famous film and story.
Even if I said, I never watched the film before, so I didn't know the story. I knew what
Yeah, you know.
plant
what
gets big, eats people.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
everyone knows that.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to give that bit away, but then I was like, well, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was very clever how they did the eating of people.
Yes,
I thought that
was very clever.
They had obviously set the stage and thought about it very cleverly.
Yeah.
And organised everything in such a way that everybody could be eaten without having to kind of just like look down and walk off stage.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, if they wanted to do it that way and do it sort of contemporary, they could have.
Yeah, I mean they could have.
I would have judged them quite a lot.
Oh god, yeah.
You know, because
So
that would have given me flashbacks to GCSE drama.
yeah.
But yeah, I go to the theatre.
Yeah, go to theatre.
Go see this if it's touring near you.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's definitely worth it. I don't think it's I don't think anybody could sit there and go, I didn't enjoy that.
No.
Even though I did notice that some people didn't return for the second act.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
So
Interesting.
but then I always feel like there's some people that do that. They go out to like the theatre and they're like, oh, we've only got time to see the first act, so we're just going to go see the first act or something.
Why?
I don't understand why people do that.
You've paid for it.
Yeah.
Go watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
Get your
exactly.
money's worth.
So
Stupid.
I know, but what can you do?
I mean, I was very close to storming out when I discovered they didn't have Coke Zero. Like, come on.
wow, yeah. I had to drink
Normal
water
Coke
from
or
a can.
Diet Coke. Ugh.
Yeah, well,
So, I was not
Yeah.
impressed.
apparently.
Hence why I've still got half of the bottle of Diet Coke still left. You know, I go to the cinema, I ordered like one of the big, huge cups of Pepsi Max,
Yeah.
and it's gone within the first 20 minutes, and I've got a Diet Coke, and I'm like, it's just not good.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what's your favourite stage play and or musical, but we've already established that because of Book of Mormon.
Firstly, I know it was years and years and years ago, but the Midsummer Night's Dream that we all saw at the same theatre, where they staged it in 1950s Hollywood,
Yeah.
I thought that was a genius adaptation.
Yeah. It was very clever.
And that has really stuck with me through my acting career. I know it was short-lived.
Amen, brother.
But yeah, that production really stuck with me. And also, I know you never went to see it, but Avenue Q. Oh my god. Avenue Q, Book of Mormon. Book of Mormon's still running, so I think that wins by default. You know, but Avenue Q, also highly recommend, but it doesn't run anymore.
Yeah, no.
So,
That's fair. Anyway, should we do final thoughts?
final thoughts. If you see my shadow, it's death and it's coming for you.
Yeah. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
And if you don't react melodramatically, I will kill you. It's like that horse skull in Wales, you know, you have to sing to it, otherwise it'll come in and kill you. If you don't react to my shadow,
I will come for you.
I will come for you. If you're not smart enough to drive, get off the road. Just
Exactly.
simple. I know you passed your test.
Yeah.
But that was probably 50 years ago and it's changed since then. Get off the road.
If you're going to sing out a customer, commit.
Commit, yeah. You need a Sylvia now to do Sylvia's mother.
I know. I'm thinking of all these songs that like...
Ruby.
Yeah.
Why did you come over, Valerie? Oh, there's so much potential.
What was Candy? Robbie Williams' Candy. That was quite like that.
Me and Mrs. Jones. Oh,
Oh, could you imagine?
me and Mrs. Jones on
On
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day. Oh!
What was it? Was it Mrs. Robinson?
Yeah.
There's that one as well.
Dear Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Yeah. Comment down below any ones that you think of.
And everyone, find this advert that Paddy's been in for tendering thingy.
Yeah.
And like the shit out of it. Share it as well.
Yeah. Do it.
You
I'll
know.
share it. Once it's put together and they publish it, I'll link it.
Or you could be like my sister. So my sister,
Yeah.
she once, whilst doing college drama, she starred in an advert. It was one of those PSA don't drive too fast adverts.
Did she?
And she played a dead person.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
you ask my parents. They always tell you the funniest bit was me and the middle brother constantly rewinding it to when the policeman goes, no, she's passed, and puts the white sheet over her, and we just rewind and play, rewind and play, rewind and play. It never made it to TV.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know, it's sad. But we have a copy.
I need to see this. I need to see this. I didn't know this existed.
Oh,
I need to see it.
Yeah. But yeah, me and the middle brother just kept playing. No, she's passed. No, she's passed.
Sat there and
Sibling love.
Sit there and hope.
And if you have a local theatre, go to it.
Yeah.
Specifically, if Little Shop of Horrors is touring there.
Yeah, do it. Go see it. It was great.
You know,
Great.
it was
fun.
very
Great
good.
fun.
Very good.
But with that all being said, thank you very much for joining us this week. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, comment down below, share this page, tell your friends, and if you are listening to us on Spotify, do give us a 5-star review and do all the same there.
And of course, this is a little bit different than normal. And if you like it, if you want us to review theatre shows, let us know, and we'll go to more when there's nothing on at the cinema.
Yeah, exactly.
We're we're opening up new avenues for you guys.
We're blossoming.
Come on, we're doing this for you.
No, we're blossoming like a plant. We're growing bigger. Like
Yeah, I didn't want to acknowledge it, but yeah.
It was a plant reference about a plant.
Well done.
Anyway.
Water us and we'll grow. Feed me.
Anyway, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.